about that microphone, please? You did? When we go on the air, I'm just putting the stream up so that Chad can see that we're. So we'll do this newscast. Is that clock right? And I'm kind of wondering why we're not in the news. Oh, here comes Mr. Ritter. Do we have a chair for Mr. Ritter? Test, test. Norval, we're gonna take the hours. So go as in depth. Everything I couldn't put in a 60-second commercial, say in the. That's that's correct. That is that is. Okay, we come out of the.
Chad Roper here. I'm on voicemail. Thank you. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, I've got the. Go. Turn your mic on. Got it. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Not your turn yet, Rosie. Good morning, everybody.
Okay.
Beautiful day. Not yet, Rosie. Beautiful day in Alva, Oklahoma. I mean, it really is. I mean, that's what you're supposed to say on the radio, I guess. But, Rose, it really is. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Rosie.
Okay, we've
It's your
got
turn.
Is it my turn
Your
yet?
turn now, Rosie.
Okay.
Go.
It's a great day to be alive in Alva, Oklahoma, and we have a real great show today. We're talking about the upcoming Alva Car Show, and it's turning into be quite a large event, I believe. And these guys are here to tell us how good of an event it is. And we have Norval Ritter and Katie Frana, and one of my, tell you how old I am, Jeff Bryan is here, and he is one of my former students. And don't believe anything he tells on me because it's not true.
You know, we've had some time here previous to going on the air to get acquainted a little bit, and this will either be real good or we'll probably lose the license on the radio station in the next probably an hour. These two, I don't know. It may turn into the Jeff and Rosie show, and me and Mr. Ritter and Katie, just go on out. Just go on out. If you just joined us this morning, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rose and Ben Show. 168 years. I dyslexed on that.
Yeah.
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, fall down 7 times, get up 8. This is our idea of a radio morning show. It should not be 5 days a week from 6 to 9 a.m. It should be 1 day a week at 11 a.m. on Thursday. It has more maturity than any other talk show, any other radio show in the free world. Would you agree with that, Rosie?
Oh, I would certainly agree with
And
it.
there's another thing that comes with this deal. We tap into Rosie's wisdom. At the end of
Yeah.
the show today, Rosie will give you a point to live by. And if you do it, you'll be a better person. Because of Rosie, I've had to change my entire life. I was one of those guys back there in the day, and so I was right in there. Never trust a person over 30. That was my
Uh-huh.
and then I extended that to 40.
Yeah.
And because of you, Rosie, I've extended it past 90.
Oh,
Never
you had to go and
trust a
say
person
that.
Over 91 years old is my new motto to live by. Rosie, introduce your guests.
All right. Well, I'm going to start on the other end there. Katie Frant is here, and she doesn't look like a person that ought to be running a car show.
sorry.
She's
That was not
nice
my place to
looking,
laugh.
pleasant, all the good things. But she's running the help run. Are you president of the? Okay.
Well, pass that microphone to Katie, and let's just ask her a couple of questions. Katie, I'm doing the commercials or writing the commercials for the radio station. In 60 seconds, I'm going to try to tell people why they should come to this car show, which I did. Now, 60 seconds isn't that much time, so take a couple of minutes and tell me stuff that I probably did not put in that 60-second commercial.
Ooh.
Like how many food trucks, how many bands, when this or that happens, stuff, you know?
Yeah.
My deal is who, what, where, when, how, why, and the how much is important on this deal because it's free. It's free.
Yes, it's all free. We have nothing that we charge for, so that's a big deal. We do have a new sponsor this year. You might not have mentioned that. We have Jeff Bryan as our main sponsor.
Gosh, I wish he was here.
And we have 13 food trucks right now, which is a lot. We
is a
really love food.
Yeah.
That's a big deal to everybody. We have some new stuff going on. We brought the dyno back for Saturday, and he'll be running all day long.
Now, not everybody in the world knows what a dyno is. I mean, hit that for a minute, will you?
Oh, it's a mobile trailer. So he's going to come down from Kansas, and you drive your car up there, and he's got all the stuff set up. He'll know all about what he's doing, and then he'll test your car to see how much horsepower it's putting out.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Anybody that registers for the show can register for the dyno, which we still have some spots open. So if you're wanting to do that, get signed up.
That would make sense that you would form a line. So it's not just come one, come all, drive them on in here. There's a registration for
Yes.
it, right?
Yep. And then we'll give people little time slots, and they can get on there and see what they've got.
Of the 3 times that I have been here and covered this, and we say that this is the biggest event in Northwest Oklahoma. And as of last year, with some, what's that called? The
Geofencing?
Yeah, geofencing. I could not think of that term. We know that it is a huge event.
Yes.
Like Saturday was, I don't know, 13,000
Yeah.
and some people
13,000 people downtown Alva.
in downtown Alva.
Wild.
And I'm
It's a lot
down
of
there
people.
live streaming the races and stuff, the events that we'll talk about in a minute. And I think I saw all 13,000. I mean, there was a bunch of people.
It's getting bigger.
It is.
Yeah.
Since you've taken it over, it's,
I don't know. That's my doing,
it's
but
growing by leaps and bounds.
yeah.
Let's bring Mr. Ritter in here for just a second.
Just a second? I only get
Well,
a second?
okay,
What the heck?
Okay.
Is it
Let
not,
me- let
I'm
me
sorry
set
I'm
it
not
up.
as pretty as these two, but hey, you know.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Hold everything. The lady that has her name on the marquee has a question. Here's
Well,
Rosie.
before we get started,
We started. We're started.
before we let Norval talk, I want him to tell us if he happens to know. He may not know. We're just a couple of guys sitting around one day and say, "Let's have a car show." Do you have any idea how this got started and who started it?
I suspect he does.
Actually, I do. It may take more than a second, though.
You're good.
So there was a gentleman in Alva who tried to have a car show. Just everything went wrong for him. There was actually a tornado sighted. There was a really bad storm that day. He was having it on the first weekend of May, which is kind of always a recipe for disaster because there always seems like weather on the first weekend of May. And he had it. It was out at the fairgrounds, I believe, and it was just everything went wrong. He didn't have any budget. He just had horrible weather, and the whole thing. He ended up with about 30 cars, and they had to leave because things were going so bad. So we felt really bad for him, but as a group, and there was some of us who were racers together, and so we said, and we knew the guy, and he was a friend, and we said, dang, it's too bad that didn't work. Alva really needs a, car show. We weren't really car show guys. We were race car guys, we always thought car shows there wasn't enough action going on. People drove up and sat there and spent a little while, and then they gave out some awards and people left, and it just wasn't our thing. So we're racing in Wichita, and this race was stupid. Races in Wichita are normally that way anyway. You always worry about gunshots and things like that at the racetrack there. It was always wild. My wife hated to go there. It was her one place. She liked to go racing. She hated to go to Wichita because she had to hide in the trailer and be scared. It was a tough track. Still is, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so this race went on. I remember I went out at 3:00 in the morning, and the sun was coming up when the last one of us, because, you stay for everybody else, for your brothers, and the last one of us ran. He was running in the final of his class, and the sun was coming up. I had pictures of him with the sun coming up as he ran down the track. So anyway, we went back to the hotel, got a few hours of sleep, and all. By then it was afternoon. Well, I knew they were having this car show in Wichita, and there was an ad or something, and so it was on the way home. It was at Lake Afton, and we said, "We got our cars and stuff. Let's just roll out there to that car show, and we'll unload." Well, we go out there. There's all kinds of cool stuff, and it's a free car show. They have no prize to get in. They also didn't give any prizes or anything, but just the concept that we had never thought about, just having a free car show. And so we get back to Alva, and we're talking. We said, that's a kind of a unique idea. We should try that. We'll all throw in a little money. We'll find a few sponsors, and we'll just not charge anybody anything. And we'll have some activities. And so that we had a stereo contest, and we had a first burnout contest, and it was held out at VAP. And the first show, 67 people showed up, and we thought, oh, that is like we're onto something. And we had a cruise too. And so we had some activities, some things going on, and it just built from there. We just kept adding activities, adding days, moved it downtown, and never did charge anybody anything, and people loved it. I mean, there's probably 10 car shows a week in Wichita, Kansas. They're very organized. They have car shows all the time. They have brochures out, and they'll list all the different car shows, and and when you get El Dorado and Augusta and everything, there's 10 car shows right around Wichita, Kansas every week. And our biggest group of people come down from there. Got some people coming from Kansas City, and the lady only comes to one car show a year. It's the big cruising car show. Her husband shows all over Kansas City. She won't go to any of them. She says they're way too boring. She'll only come to Alva, Oklahoma. So, yeah, that's how it got started.
And how many guys were there? And are some of them still around?
I am actually the last of the original 3 that sat in the room and said, let's throw our money in the pot. But there are some guys from the first car show, you bet. Yeah, guys like C.G. Shallop and Larry Smith, and there's a lot of guys still around. But of the 3 guys who said, let's all throw in some money and start this, I'm the last one.
Well, congratulations on being that. I mean,
Yeah, I am very grateful. I am still here. You bet.
something
Absolutely.
to be said for that, yes.
While I have the mic and I'm hogging it here, I do want to mention about the tourism, Alva Tourism. The show would not be possible without them. That was the other thing that went on, is that was starting, and we had gone to them and asked for some help, and they gave it to us, and we probably wouldn't have done it without the help of that starting the show.
And I see all kinds of help from the community. I mean, is the baseball team maybe that does bleachers and stuff, helps clean up, and I see people from Northwestern all during the car show, and of course there's people from the Alva community that live here, but students participate too. It looks to me like, am I right?
Yes, the Northwestern baseball team, they are a huge help every year. And then the softball girls have volunteered to come back again. So they'll be down there helping this year too. I think they're going to hand out some glow sticks and stuff on Saturday night. So we'll have all of that. But they help a ton. We get a lot of help from Northwest Technology, the different banks in town. Just everybody really pitches in to help with everything all weekend.
Yeah, if you being the people listening to us now, if you can stop in just about anywhere in any business, there's a beautiful, it used to be a trifold. I think it's about a 5-fold now of the. It's got everything in it, including the history of the car show. Not quite as detailed as Mr. Ritter put us through, if you will. No, that's not right.
You had to endure.
You know what I'm saying.
But it is a beautiful brochure designed by Katie. Shows the sponsors, and of course Mr. Bryan is on the cover here, and not his picture because we wouldn't do that to people, but lots of cool stuff to see, and they're all around town, and we keep putting them out, but they keep disappearing, which is exactly what we want. We do about 5,000 of them around Alva and mailing and stuff.
And it lists the sponsors.
Oh, absolutely. They're in there. You bet. Without the sponsors and without the Alva Tourism Board, which Tourism and Rec Board, which still is a very big sponsor of the car show, it wouldn't happen. Absolutely not. No, it takes a major amount of funding and a major amount of people, and there are, as Katie mentioned, a lot of groups that come out to help. Lots of volunteers.
The last I guess the last 3 years when we have live streamed it, the weather's been wonderful. I don't know that it's been this wonderful. If we can continue this week right now, we're in pretty good shape.
We are. Last year on Sunday, and we did get through Sunday morning's activities, but we did lose the afternoon. And but
That's right.
we did, and also had rain on Saturday night, which was extremely interesting because we had a drone show. And it was kind of, we fly it or we lose it. And so we were watching the weather, looking for that little spot. And while we were doing that, because we were still going to fly the drones, and then one of the groups said, because the burnout had stopped because of the rain, and one person said, and it was raining hard, and one person said, well, let me go try it. One person in our group, one of the club members had a car. He said, let me go try a burnout here. it worked great. They said, we're going to fire up. We're going to run the burnout contest. Everybody had a great time just standing there in the pouring rain doing it. And it was actually very pretty with all the smoke and the rain and stuff. So, yeah, it was wild.
I just thought of this. My engineer, or the engineer that was supposedly helping me, disappeared on what would have been and became the drone show, because he had located the drones over there. The people were setting up in the co-op parking lot there and deciding whether or not it could be done and this and that. And it was pretty interesting, according to him, to have the guy that's going to put up, I don't know, 100 drones evaluating how many he's going to get back on the ground. And do we want to go do this? Oh, we really want to, but really should we, type of deal.
Yeah. They're kind of like, well, we don't want lightning striking the drones, and then we don't want them getting wet, and et cetera, et cetera. And we're like, we're paying a whole bunch of money. We want to see drones fly.
Yeah, we don't mind wet drones.
Yeah, but I get they can't fly in the rain, from what I understand. And just nothing to do with the car show, but a quick advertisement out for Christmas in Alva. They're having a huge drone show for that too. So
yeah. Katie was Jody. I'm sorry, you're Katie. Jody Chamber, got it. Was talking on Chamber Chats about getting the drone show. A great deal. We have a special guest. I mean, Rosie's always special, but it's her show, for sake. So she has a guest. Rosie, would you like to bring this young man?
I would.
on?
I would. His name is Jeff Bryan. And I've said he's a mover and a shaker. And I don't know, it's kind of scary to know maybe what goes on in his mind. But wherever there's something going on, usually Jeff's name is mentioned. And Jeff, I understand, is a sponsor of our...
sponsor. It's the Jeff Bryan Big Cruise and Car Show.
Yes, Jeff Bryan is the name right there, is Jeff Bryan Cruise Show. And I'm going to ask him, first of all, to tell us where he comes from and his bloodline, because not everybody knows where he belongs. I don't know that the family will claim him, but I want him to tell you where he belongs. It's good to know. And then I want him to tell what possesses people to want to go to a car show. Okay, then here's Jeff.
Did you bring your certification papers so we can see your registration, like Rosie's talking about, your bloodline?
I never got that back after they let me out of prison.
I see.
So, Rosie, thanks for having me. You know I love you. I've known you my whole life. If you need more people to come help with the car show, I guarantee you any of Rosie's former students, all she's got to do is call. She still has her bluff in. We will show up, I promise. So I come from Kiowa, Kansas. My grandfather started a company called Tucker Company. Most people call it Tucker's. It was a farm store over there, and my grandfather ran it till he passed away. My dad was involved in it till he passed away. And then I ran it for a while, and I got into the car business instead. So here we are as far as that goes. That's kind of where I come from.
So basically, you're a Tucker.
Well, yes, the good part. So the other part of me comes from California, and I'm glad I'm here.
We're glad you're here, I promise.
So yes, that's true. Okay, so now we kind of Tucker's a pretty well-known name in Kiowa. The Tucker brothers. Did they have they had a store where, was that like just tires, or did that have like Brown and Brown, all hardware?
It was tires and farm supplies, and then they brought two-way radios in from the East Coast when they came in. They had boats and motors, chainsaws. Then they started making the Tucker Speed Mover, which they later sold. And then my uncle bought a manufacturing sewing company and made the interiors for Kenworth trucks in Kiowa. So that is kind of the family, my family, has always done its best to employ people and bring people to town in Kiowa.
What did you say, Jeff? They've made the interiors for what?
You need to start listening, sir.
I know. I've got a little problem in that area.
Well, I'm glad I could point that out. Anyway,
No, you're good. You're good.
they made the interiors for Kenworth trucks in Kiowa, Kansas. Tucker Manufacturing is the name of it.
Talk about a niche that nobody is going to take away from you. That probably did pretty well, didn't it?
It did do well. It did well. My uncle sold it to another company, and not sure what happened from there. I wasn't listening at that point.
At that point, yeah. Okay. So Jeff,
Yes, sir.
you're a guy in the community up there, and what made you decide? I think I'll be a car dealer.
Because I went broke doing everything else I tried.
Got it. You know, that's
Rosie,
the path to success that I'm following.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rosie didn't want to hear that, I don't think. Just being honest.
No, it's good. You're good.
I ran. My dad passed away. I was running the farm store, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was 26 years old, and my dad had passed, and I thought I knew everything, and I didn't know anything. And I closed it down, and I went home, and the internet was out at that time. It wasn't real good, but there was a deal called Ask Jeeves, and I asked Jeeves what to do if you have no education but you need a doctor pay. And it came up with 10 things that paid like a doctor, but you could be a dummy and do it, and car dealer was one of them.
Do you remember any of the others just offhand? I'm kind of looking.
They don't matter.
They don't?
No.
Okay. So,
Yeah, radio was not one of
not
them.
one of them?
No.
Yeah. That's darn. So how long you been at this car thing?
I started selling cars in 2007 in Kansas City. I went to Northwest Arkansas and got in the finance of cars business. And I did that until I went to Texas and continued to finance cars in Texas until 2016. October of 2016, Bill Bogner called me on his 65th birthday and asked if I wanted to buy his dealership, and I said, no way. And for about 6 months, it worked on me, and I thought, I could go back to the community where I'm from, and if Bill doesn't carry it on, they're probably going to close it, and I sure didn't want that to happen. And so I moved back to Kiowa, and I moved into my old bedroom. I was where I stayed when I graduated high school. I lived with my mom, and that was an experience. I got to take care of her until she passed away, and
Great.
so a lot of guys would feel so funny about saying I lived with my mom, but I really did. We had a good time for 3 or 4 years, and I was able to really just take care of her and make sure she was comfortable.
That is excellent.
So
You may know this. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just stuck in my mind. I needed to get it out. When I was at KLV, when I was like 16 years old, there was one of our clients was Jack's Ford in Kiowa. Is there any remnants of that dealership and that family in Kiowa at all?
well, the dealership, the building they were in is the building that I'm in now.
I see.
So we went from Ford to Chevrolet. The Chevrolet dealership burned in 1988, where it was on Main Street, and Bill Bogner, who owned it, bought the building that I'm from Steve Miller, who used to own Kiowa Service. And Steve Miller owned that building. He had talked about putting a dealership in another Ford store. That didn't happen, and he was able to sell it to Bill. And all these guys are my good friends. I talk to Steve weekly, probably. I talk to Bill quite often, and it's interesting to hear the things. In fact, upstairs we had a tornado come through in 2017, and upstairs when that all fell in, I found the Jack's Ford signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay, speaking of this has nothing to do with anything, this guy walked into our studio here. This is not the start of a joke. This guy walks into his studio. This guy walked into our studio, and I want you here to meet him and the people on the air to meet him. His name is Chad Roper, and he's on his way to a funeral of a running buddy in Medicine Lodge. He's from Oklahoma City. He and his beautiful wife, Judge Michelle Kirby Roper, live in Elk City. His name is Chad Roper, as I said, and when you hear what we call imaging on the radio station, it would be this guy. He also nurses me along. Had this deal gone south, Jeff, this would have been a guy that we were on the phone with going, oh my, what in the world do we do now? And of course, you'd be making fun. Rosie would be back into her profane vocabulary. Things would have changed around here, but this is the guy that could have helped us.
So
Thanks for stopping in.
So if this was to go south, we could get somebody other than you?
Yeah. Yeah, you could. So I'm Chad Roper. It's good to meet all of you, especially you, Miss
Yes.
Rosie. I've seen a couple of pictures of you, and so it's
Well,
nice
I've
to
heard it,
finally,
but he gets on the phone and talks to Chad, so this is Chad. This is Chad. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it's nice to be in the studio for the first time. I don't know how many years I've been doing this with you, but I've never been to work before, so it's kind of a cool arrangement. I don't know. Perspective is something else. I've never actually clocked in, yet I'm still being paid. So work that out for yourself. Not going to get rich, but I think I'm on to a heck of a racket here. So anyway, I've done radio a long time, and the reason for that malady is actually him. He hired me for my first radio gig many years ago, and since then I've just never been able to get away from it. I quit my last full-time job back in 2021, I think, and within a few months, Ben found out and said, "Boy, have I done something stupid," which is bought a radio station. I was wondering if you could help me out with that. And
what town do you live in?
my wife and I live in Elk City right now.
Elk City. Okay.
Yeah, and so we've got 2 kids. Both of them are over the age of majority, despite one living at home. I still like to pretend that I'm an empty nester. We moved the kid back from college, and so I like to stress him out and make him think that, I've forgotten that he's moved back in just to keep him on his toes. But anyway, we've got 2 adult kids, and we have no pets, and it's a good life.
You're on your way to Medicine Lodge too.
Yeah, a dear friend of mine, Kevin Nolan.
Oh,
he
that's
was the
where I was
owner
going.
of the Gyp Hill Prison.
That was quite a shock to the community.
Yes. So I'm headed up there to go
He
pay
was.
my respects there.
He had the newspaper, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, he
Okay.
and Rhonda, and I met him and Rhonda. Gosh, it was around 2004 or 5 or something.
Yes.
I've done professional music my entire adult life, and so I met him in Wichita, and we just became friends. And so, once every couple of years, Shelley and I would go up there and stay in one of their little lake houses and stuff like that. But Kevin and I were just 2 peas in a pod, and it was just a really bad phone call, as those calls are. And so, anyway, going to visit his family and pay some respects and do that. And in the meantime, before we do that, just thought I'd pop in for a second, give Ben a piece of furniture that I'm
Well, it is comforting to have you here.
Well, I'm glad I took a bath. And so, anyway, there's that. And I'm glad that I get to see the studio for the first time. And before I say anything that's inappropriate, I'm going to give the mic back to Benny.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you. I'm sorry for the reason that you're here, but I'm glad that you're here. And so you 2 know the person that he's going
I know
to.
of him, yes, and he was just a young man, wasn't he?
He was 55.
Wow.
Oh my! And
He is also one of my right-hand people. I could call him anytime I needed to help get somebody out of jail.
Really?
Yes, he was a bondsman.
Man, you hate on a lot of levels to lose that guy.
I do, but I have Norval now,
Right.
so it'll be all right.
It's comforting.
Yeah.
Comforting. Have the commish. Yeah.
I would have Did that man leave?
Yeah, you want him back?
Well, I would have liked to have asked him if he works out. He looked like he was pretty yoked, if you will.
Yes, he does.
And Norval and I wanted to talk to him because we could give him our, the way that we work out and what we do. Because Norval and I look like that, and we don't have to do that.
Chad, Chad's going to take a picture of us, you guys. So turn around and
He's-
give him your best grin.
He's
Or-
taking.
Everybody say cheese. Chad,
I
this gentleman has some advice or question for you when you're available there. It's right there.
do you work out?
We see what we want to, don't we?
Well, that's kind of an answer I was looking for. If you would like to look like Norval and I, we would be happy to give you some tips.
But they're not free. You're not
Ben
going to
has
look
the
like
chocolate
that for free.
bowl right there, so I'm well on my way.
We're here for you, sir.
See you, Chad. We are with all of the people, or some of the people, of the biggest darn thing that's coming up, and it's September the 19th, 20th, and 21st. We'll get back on track here. I got a question. When you're listing all of the stuff, most of the stuff I understand, street races, took me a while to get going, so we might want to take a minute and talk about that, but FMX show, what is an FMX show?
Oh, it's me.
Katie?
They're like dirt bikes,
Oh, that's right.
but they've got some big ramps that they're bringing. They're going to do some cool stuff right on Barn Street, which is going to be pretty crazy, I think. But we have a space for it, so it's happening.
Outstanding. I now know FMX.
There is one. When Katie brought me the contract to read for the FMX show, the one thing I found really interesting, they talk about their ramps and they're going to go up in the air and blah blah blah, and they need 50 foot of vertical clearance, and I'm thinking, dang, it is a long ways down to Barn Street from 50 foot high. It's a long ways down to the asphalt.
Right down to a hard landing. Oh, Rosie has a question.
Yeah, when I roll into town the day that the show starts, what's the first thing I should do?
Go to
What
the
time are you
bathroom.
coming to town?
Well, probably 10 o'clock in the morning.
Well, yeah, you do need to park, because if you drive your car in there, we're going to chase you out at high speeds. So, unless you enter your car, then you go around. And if you want to be in the show, go to the Act One Theater in downtown, and that's where you register for the show. And anybody can do that. You could come to town at 5:30 on Friday night. You could have free food. We have a free cookout downtown. There is a closed route cruise. It is a very interesting deal. We copied that concept. Most of the things we did, we copied from somewhere. And we saw that place was doing that, where the police closed down part of their town and let anything run. They had go-karts, and we went to it and checked it out, and they had go-karts, and they had all these other things running, and we thought, we should try that in Alva, Oklahoma as a new thing on Friday night, because we were wanting people to come to Alva on Friday night and get registered so that Saturday wasn't such a mess. And that now we have computers and things. Registration is much, much easier than it used to be. But this closed route cruise, we let anything run except four-wheelers and three-wheelers, little four-wheelers and three-wheelers. We do not, you can ride your side-by-side. There'll be race cars. We've had race cars. We had one of the guys from Street Outlaws was here with his full-fledged Pro Mod and drove it around on the streets of Alva. I know another guy the other day said he was bringing a race car to drive around that night. There are motorcycles leading the whole thing with flags, and it's very cool. And there's a place where they can do little burnouts if they want, which everybody loves to see, and a lot of people hang out there on that night. And it's just kind of a free-for-all, and it lasts about 35 minutes or so before we all start to have a nervous breakdown, and we make them go away and go up on the highway for the night. And there will be a band, live band playing up there. That night will be a band called Trench Monkeys.
Oh, what?
Trench Monkeys. Jeff's right. You don't listen. Trench Monkeys, and they are a classic rock band. We've never had them, but they assure me they're good, so we're going to see.
Nobody in a band would lie to you.
No, never a musician would ever tell you a story, no. And the next night, on Saturday night, the same thing happens after all the activities downtown. They will also be up on the boulevard, and there will be a band called the Northwest Outlaws, and they are playing. And
I'm
up
familiar
there.
with them. They are good.
They are supposed to be very good, and they play red dirt rock. And so I just said, turn it up loud and let's have a party up on the highway. And so that's what they're doing. So anyway, back to your question, you can show up early on Saturday morning. People will be showing up by 7. Actually, probably people will be showing up earlier than that because they want to get their spot. Everybody wants to get their spot. And actually, a lot of these guys that come in from Kansas on Friday night will claim their spot on Friday and back their cars in and either spend the night guarding them or have trust people, and because the police do police the area and they want to get their spot. But anyway, you get there at 7 and the registration opens at 9 on Saturday, and the day goes on from there. So it depends what you want to see. Things happen all the time. You need a brochure and look at it.
If you're just joining us on the Rosie and Ben show, we are talking exclusively today about the Big Cruise and Car Show coming up September 19, 20, and 21. And we're covering all the little bits of it, and we have the people here that know all about it. Katie is the head lady this year. What assignment will your daughter have, Katie? I mean, she needs to be out in front.
You know what? She's actually really sad this year. She has a softball tournament all weekend long, so she's not going to be around. And she was really looking forward to being in the autocross with me again this year. So she's not going to be here.
Problems of abundance.
Yeah.
True.
She's a busy girl.
She is. She is. What, of all of the things that you're doing and have brought in and this and that, is there something on your mind that we haven't seen that we're going to see, or have you moved? Let me ask this: Norval or Katie, will we have a band out here in our parking lot here at the turnaround?
You will not. The bands will be at the Chamber of Commerce building. We have multiple bands in July for the big cruise, but on this weekend we will just have a single band each night. The bands are not the. In July, the cruise is the show. It is the whole thing. On this weekend, it's just a little piece, and so it gets just one band allocated each night. Also want to mention, while I am hogging the microphone, that about Sunday morning, there will be another free meal downtown. Free. I keep using the word free about the Jeff Bryan Big Cruise and Car Show. There will be a free meal downtown, and it is done by the people of the Hopeton Wesleyan Church. It will be at the Extreme. Several things go on at the Extreme. The Pinewood Derby is also there on Saturday, and if you want to see a bunch of little kids excited, kids come to race their Pinewood Derby cars at the Big Cruise and Car Show when all those cars are there and all the people. Yeah, it's a big thing. You should go see it. It is a riot. And then, like I said, there's a free breakfast on Sunday morning, and a chapel service, and awards, and a race. Yeah, lots happening on Sunday too.
And for those of you that don't know, the cruise earlier this year was a part of the Alva High School all schools alumnus celebration that one had not been held in Alva, as I understand, in the last 25 years. Is that right, Mr. Ritter? I think that's right.
That is correct. Yeah, there hadn't been one since 2000. There was supposed to be one in 2020, but COVID.
We were all measuring our faces for masks.
That's right. We were, and we didn't want to be the big event that shouldn't be. So there wasn't one that year, but there was this year. There's planning to be one every 5 years, and it was a big deal. We
It
did,
was.
and
And it brought about a huge cruise. I mean, a great cruise.
Great
There were
cruise,
cars from
great crowd.
Alumnus.
We do have documentation that hotel rooms in July in Alva were twice as many rented as the year before. So
Outstanding.
yeah, so it was a big fun weekend. We had bands up and down. Yeah, it was a party.
So I didn't do this correctly. That's going to surprise all of you. Probably completely surprises Jeff since he's kind of new to.
We were expecting it.
So normally, whatever that is, I would say, okay, we're going to have this program. If you have a question, just call on my phone, 405-219-1800, and I will read your question to these people. Well, I didn't
Stump
do
the
that.
panel.
But there's a couple of people that apparently didn't need for me to say that. So I have a couple of questions. And let me see if I can read this thing. No. This must be another one of your students, Rosie. It's kind of profanity laced. Here.
Oh, people really like our show.
Okay, this one says, "Ask Sweet Rosie." So this will be a better deal. How does she like her new car? What's your new car, Rosie?
Oh, it's what is it? I forgot.
Oh Lord.
Rosie, you drive a new Chevrolet Traverse.
Oh, yeah, it's a Chevrolet Traverse, and I love it.
I promise you, there's nothing rehearsed about this show. That's the only question I have. Rosie.
Okay, I have a
So
question.
ask another one. Go.
This is a different kind of question. I'm assuming that Jeff will answer it because he's a used car salesman. Part of it is, but what makes a guy go to the car show? Does he want to show his car off, or does he want to look at somebody else's and say, "Wow, that's a sorry job they did fixing it up"? Or do I need to ask Norval?
Lord have mercy.
The reason I would go to a car show, number one, there's a lot of food. And I think this year she's done a really good job with that, from what I understand. I love to talk to the people. I love to look at the cars. My car is being redone by Josh Anderson right now, so it won't be here this year, but next year it will be.
What is your car?
My car is a 1965 Chevelle SS convertible that my mother bought brand new from the dealership I now own.
Wow.
One owner. And we were fortunate enough to have Josh Anderson in our town, and he's been doing some beautiful work. And I just got my car in, last month, I believe. And he's got her all the way down to the frame and going all the way back. So we'll get to see that next year. But no, I come for the people and for the food, and Norval may tell you something totally different. I don't know a lot about cars, honestly, as far as mechanics and things like that. I think they're beautiful, and so that's why I come to it.
So Jeff, I mean, your shop. I can take my Silverado to your shop, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we service any make or model vehicle. In fact, we do oil changes every day for $19.88. We have people come from everywhere.
You're kidding.
No, sir. No, we've got some nice couches, and we serve drinks at no charge. Not that kind of drinks, Rosie.
Fill the lobby, I'll tell you.
And so no, you come in and get you a Coke or a Dr. Pepper and sit on our leather sofas and get your oil changed and leave out of there for $20.
That's crazy.
Well, you can call it crazy, but I just believe it's a service to the community. When I started it, I don't believe things should be as expensive as they are, and so I do everything I can to keep things down. But I found that if folks will service their car, they can get more out of it when they go to trade it. And unfortunately, with the price of things, sometimes you either service your car or you eat. And so I didn't want that. I wanted it to be affordable for everybody. So we put it down there in the ground where people come in, they get their car serviced, and then when I go to trade for it, it's got all the service. We put everything on the Carfax for them, and so they can get a way better value out of their trade-in. So just one of those deals. We're a really low overhead operation, and we're there for the community and the greater community. We love Alva. We love Medicine Lodge and Harper and Anthony and Cherokee. All those, we love everybody, and we want you to come over and get a really good deal. We are a Chevrolet dealership, just like all the other ones. It's just we have really low overhead. I keep it that way.
And you're listening to the words of Jeff Bryan, who is the key sponsor of this year's cruise, big cruise and car show. Katie, we're here to help you. I mean, we don't want to work, but we'll give you some advice.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you need any help in bringing off this car show or the weekend, or have you got it exactly like you want it?
Work-wise, I think we've got everything covered, but we do need everybody to come out and have a good time.
Have you checked the weather?
I have. I've been watching it like a crazy lady, actually. So it's looking good. Low 80s, a slight chance of rain that I hope goes away. So
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
It is absolutely.
I don't want to lose the races again this year. So
But you know, Norval, when you were talking about the burnouts, I remember how that came about. I mean, when we do a burnout, we throw a bunch of water on where we're going to burn out, and you know, God supplied the water. Those burnouts worked really well.
Right. And burnouts actually came from racing to clean the tires and heat them up so they would stick better. And that's where it actually came. And it was such a show that everybody went with it.
I like the burnouts because it's fantastic for my tire business.
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah. You know, I asked a while ago and then I forgot about it. So spend a minute on show and go. That's
Go and whoa.
go and whoa. Go and whoa, not show and go. My fault.
Weren't listening again.
Yeah.
There's a pattern going on now. Katie's worried about you. So, okay, go and whoa goes like this. So the people pull up to the starting line. There'll be a guy there to wave them off. The rider, and when the clock starts, the rider and the passenger have to change places. First thing, they run around the car, they swap places. Then they head off down the street as fast as they can possibly go and driving the car. And then they stop by this chair that's holding a balloon. And one of them is responsible for breaking the balloon, and the shortest time wins. We see a lot of interesting things. One of the most interesting that I remember was the National Guard did it one year. They brought a Humvee, and the guy did a tumble over the top. Very choreographed, very cool. I don't know how long they practiced that, but he went over the top of that Humvee and broke the balloon. It was great. And so we see lots of interesting things with that. It's a lot of fun. Anybody can enter it. Don't need a fast car. It's really good to have a fast runner to get over there and break the balloon, and also get around when the race starts for each one of you to swap places.
Incredible. It is.
It's fun to watch, and
it is.
And Miss Cruise and car shows out there putting balloons on the chair, and it's a lot. There's stuff to see, and it will be the second thing on Saturday night after the FMX show. Will be the Go and Whoa, and then the burnouts.
One of the really popular things with the people who aren't really in the middle of the car show happens on Sunday, called the Battle on Barnes, and that's grudge races, right? Just get out and get after it.
Yeah, we start with grudge races. So you can just pick anybody you want to race against. We do that for a little while. And then we do the Battle on Barns, which is a 16-car shootout. So that one you have to pay. That is the only thing you have to pay to do. You can pay to enter that one, but it's winner take all at the end of it.
I didn't know that. So there is kind of a nicer than usual prize. I mean, the trophies that you guys do are incredible. I was on the stage last year adjusting my antenna, and whoever it was said, "Hand me that trophy there." He was going to take it out and present it. It was, I don't know, 3 feet taller than me. I mean, those are some trophies.
Yeah, we give away the race award. Actually, is the biggest trophy that we give away. It's 7 foot tall, and usually people have to disassemble it to take it home. But it is it is cool, and they love to win it. Miss Cruise and Car Show, Emily Smith, who's been with us. This will be her last year to be Miss Cruise and Car Show, but I think this will be her 4th time. Is that correct? 3rd or 4th.
She's so good.
She's so good and has been real high in the placing of Miss Oklahoma and everything. And she's awesome. We just can't say enough good things about her. She also will be singing national anthem throughout the weekend, and she's great. Also, we give away a lot of, and while the Battle on Barns people are racing for a large cash prize that they all chipped in for, we also give away a lot of money downtown in other forms in chamber bucks. We give away thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of chamber bucks throughout the weekend to the participants. And we give away chamber bucks so that they have to be spent in Alva, Oklahoma. And
the Alva Chamber is so active that those chamber bucks will work just about anywhere around.
They're just about like having cash.
Yep.
They really are.
Yep. Oh, Rosie has something to say, Norval.
What's the kids' pit stop?
Kids Pit Stop is the inflatables, and those are done by Adam Jordan and Todd Holder, and they have all that set up, and it will be on the courthouse lawn along with vendors, and there's just a lot of activities for kids downtown. A lot of there will be, like I said, inflatables, the Pinewood Derby. There's just a lot for kids to do. Of course, all the cars and everything. Except kids, leave your bicycles and skateboards at home because we will confiscate them. There's nothing worse than having a guy come up to you and said, "Some kid ran into my $25,000 paint job with his bicycle." Mm-hmm. So if we see a bicycle, this is just a warning. Do not bring your bicycle. Parents, grandparents, whoever's listening, do not let them bring their bicycle downtown except on Sunday for the bicycle race. There is, on Sunday afternoon, there's a kids' bicycle race. There is a Hot Wheels race or a Power Wheels race. And I think there's an RC car race, yeah. So there's a lot for kids to do on Sunday afternoon at the races. In between, when the cars are running, they will run these other things.
I have a text here, and we are running out of time, but this won't take very long. Is the Katie, I think, is the art stuff available downtown on Friday?
At Graceful Arts, is that what we're talking about? Oh, yes. They're going to have a gallery exhibition. I can't remember. I asked them who was displaying everything, but they were going to get back to me. But we do have the sidewalk art contest.
Oh.
That starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday. And we have a bunch of different age groups. We give out trophies and chamber bucks for that, too. So,
and what's it called?
The sidewalk art contest.
That's what this text is about.
Yes.
I led us astray.
It's right in front of Graceful Arts. And there are some super talented people that enter that. But we have different age groups. So we have stuff from little kids all the way through college, adult. So there's something for everybody.
There is. Katie, I know you don't have a worry in the world, but you may want to go hang out, have some, I don't know, lunch, relax this afternoon. Have you had your fingers and toes done in the spa since you became the president here?
No, look at them.
Oh, boy.
They're sad. I need to do that though.
Yeah, we can't have that done until after the 21st, however. Jeff is on the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bryan.
One other thing I wanted to bring up, and Norval, you can talk about this also, but good friend of mine, Alan Patterson, started Patterson Elite Racing, builds very high-powered race car engines. He is going to be here. He's bringing his Nova that he turned down $110,000 for at Barrett Jackson. Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. Anyway, he's a good friend of mine. He buys his cars from me, and Norval knows who he is. I'll let him say something here.
Back in the day, Alan himself doesn't race anymore. I think his son still does, but he was the man. If he showed up, you kind of wanted to load up on the trailer and go on home. And he does build fabulous. I believe out of Augusta, isn't that right? Augusta, Kansas is where his race shop is, and they build really high dollar race motors there.
Yeah, when Norval and I got involved on this deal, I called him and I said, please come to Alva, Oklahoma. He said, Jeff, I'll be there. So he will be coming, and there's also a possibility Jay Story with Shamrock Racing will be here. I talked to him about it. I'm not sure if schedule is available or not, but there's going to be some really big hitters coming in for this car show, and we are excited about it.
What a great day. What a great day. Rosie, thank you for bringing your student, Jeff Bryan,
Oh, my pleasure.
to...
It's a good thing I had him here so I could remember what kind of a car I drove.
Oh, Rosie. Oh, my fault. We have 30 seconds left in the show. Ladies and gentlemen, your life is going to get better. Here's Rosie with your tip to live.
I forgot what it was.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, we're out of time now. So next week, Rosie will definitely have
I'll
your
have it
tip
written.
What? You
I'll
got
have it written down next week.
You'll have it next week. Jeff, is that pretty much the way it was when she was a teacher?
Nothing has changed.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Rose and Ben Radio Rodeo Roundup. We'll be back in a week. Stay tuned.